Is the downward spiral of cultural civilization related to not having enough high IQ people? Yes, advanced civilization is significantly a matter of having enough high IQ people. So Heiner Rindermann, in his very interesting book, Cognitive Capitalism, looks at this. And he shows that having a population that is reasonably clever can only take you so far. You see that if you look at somewhere like Japan, what's important is the nature of the smart fraction, the outliers, having these outliers and how clever they are. And this is very, very important. And that can take that civilization a lot further by having these geniuses who allow the civilizations they're part of to partake in the crumbs from their intellectual table. And so the downward spiral is going to start when you don't produce enough of these. And of course, there's research showing that we're producing fewer and fewer geniuses per capita, fewer and fewer people per capita who are inventing important outlier breakthrough things, which is why our civilization growth has been deaccelerating. And then things will start to go backwards eventually, because when the population's IQ goes below a certain point, it won't be able to sustain the inventions of the past.
I refer to it as generalized technological regression. So you get to a point at which innovations are lost. A good example of where this is absolutely stunning is in the case of the moon landing. We couldn't build a Saturn V rocket. We're not actually able to do that now. The machinery, the technology, the engineering is no longer present. If we needed to build a Saturn V launch vehicle to put a large payload into space, like say an atomic weapon for the purpose of asteroid defense, it's one of the few vehicles we could actually use to get something like that into outer space, out beyond the moon, to basically take care of a threat that was incoming. The reality is we couldn't do it anymore. We don't have the wherewithal. NASA also has these tractors, these huge tractors that they use to move the spaceships out onto the launch pads. These tractors are dilapidated and are breaking down. They were built in the 1950s and they can't replace the parts. They don't have the engineering skills necessary to do that. So, instead of trying to replace them with newer, perhaps better technology, the absence of better technology means that they have to just make do with what they've got, and they're breaking down at a rate that exceeds the capacity to repair them. So the failure rate is so high now that they're almost constantly under maintenance. And this just tells you that there are these skills, there are these talents, there are these brilliant ways of doing things which we had in the past, which allowed us to build these mega structures and these mega machines which we just don't have anymore, and it's starting to hit us. It is really starting to make itself felt in quite a big way, especially with regards to space travel.